Hey everybody, it's AJ for Disney Food Blog. We are back in Epcot today, and we are going to talk about counter service restaurants in Epcot. You know that we've ranked all of the other restaurants in the parks, from Magic Kingdom to Hollywood Studios, Animal Kingdom, and we've done the table service restaurants in Epcot, but now we are going to talk about the counter service restaurants. Now, ranking these is really hard because they offer such different options, and some of them are just for snacks, and some of them offer full meals. So instead of ranking these, I am going to talk about my favorites first, and then I'm going to talk about the rest of them and just kind of let you know what's available at the rest of those. It doesn't mean that they're bad or not for your family. It just means that they may not offer you the best food or the best options for your particular visit. So let's talk about some of my favorite counter service locations, where to get those quick eats in Epcot when you're there with your family. Here we go. The first one we're going to head to is over to the France Pavilion, Les Halles, and it is the bakery patisserie. They have sandwiches and soups and lots of incredible pastries and baked goods over there. And this is actually open at 9 a.m. A lot of the rest of World Showcase opens at 11. Well, much of the World Showcase opens at 11, I should say, because now Norway is actually open earlier as well. But the France bakery there opens at 9 a.m. and they do have mimosas. So if you are day drinking, or if you need a mimosa at 9 a.m. in Epcot, that's where you can get it. But this particular location has so many delicious items that we just absolutely love. And note that the lines can get very long here, especially in the morning, so be prepared for that. But from the cheese and bacon roll to the cheese plate and so many delicious desserts, and do not be fooled, the chefs in the kitchen coming up with these grand and incredible pastries are from France. They are French pastry chefs, so everything is authentic. Everything is 100% the way you would find it if you were in Paris. So very good stuff. Next up, I'm going to head over to Sunshine Seasons. That's over in Future World in the Land Pavilion. Sunshine Seasons has always been a great option for your counter service eats, and they do serve full meals here and very hearty meals as well. So this is the location where you're going to find great eats for everybody, including vegetarians, and if you're looking for gluten-free, there's tons of gluten-free options and snacks. I shouldn't say tons, there's never tons, right? But there's plenty of options and snacks if you're dining with a special diet. And Sunshine Seasons will also offer some out of the ordinary and unique items as well. They've got fish tacos sometimes, they've got some Asian items, and this is kind of like a food court. There's several different counters and setups that you can go try from. Now, one of my favorite places to eat here at Sunshine Seasons or to grab food, of course, is the bakery case. They have over the top and incredible cupcakes. This is, of course, where you're going to find that rose gold cupcake, which I don't care if you like rose gold stuff or not. It's a really good cupcake. And plenty of other great options. There's strawberry shortcake there is really good. They've got my favorite Mickey red velvet whoopie pie, which is awesome. So lots of great eats at Sunshine Seasons. I think this is a place that will cater to any family member. If you've got a large family with very diverse likes and dislikes, this is a good place for you over there at Sunshine Seasons. Plus, you can also go on Soarin' right after you eat at Sunshine Seasons, and who doesn't want to do that? Okay, now this is a weird choice. Again, these are not in order necessarily, but I am talking about some of my favorites, and I'm going to put Refreshment Port on this menu. Refreshment Port, nobody knows where that is. It's right there in between Future World and the World Showcase. It's over there if you're facing the American Adventure in World Showcase and you've got the Spaceship Earth behind you. Refreshment Port's going to be to your right over there towards Canada. So this historically has not been a very noteworthy place. It's basically a walk-up window. There's no seating or anything. But this is one of those weird locations where Disney tries out new menu items. So what they've brought in over here, they of course have Dole Whip here. This is the Dole Whip location for Epcot. They had the cronuts here before they moved them over to Taste Track for the festivals. But if there's not a festival going on, they may move back here. They also have poutine here, and they released the poutine, I believe, last January. And so now they have multiple different poutine options depending on the festival that's going on. So this is also a festival location, but it's a permanent location. So it'll be open year round, even if there's not a festival going on. So in addition to poutine, Dole Whips, potentially croissant donuts, they also usually have a really nice Bloody Mary here and a couple of other unique options. So even though there's no seating, it's not really a place you're going to bring your whole family and sit down and take a load off for lunch. But if you are, traveling solo or just a couple, you don't need to necessarily sit down to eat your full meal. This is a good place to grab snacks. Next up, we're going to go to Yorkshire County Fish Shop. This is over in the UK Pavilion. This is where you're going to get your fish and chips. This is your chippy. And I have gotten mixed reviews. There are some folks, and even folks from the UK, who say this is really, really good, and some who say, it's not really authentic. But you let us know in the comments what you think, because I know there's a lot of opinions about Yorkshire County Fish Shop. So let us know what you think here. And really, you're not going to get anything but fish and chips here. So if you're looking for anything else, you're going to have to hit up a different location. But this is for fish and chips and usually really bad desserts. So if you're in the market for a bad dessert, Yorkshire County's your spot. All right, let's head over to Kringla Bakeri, and this is, of course, over in Norway. They just refurbed this location, so it's a little bit larger. You've got a little bit more space in there. And Kringla has all kinds of great eats, including pastries, sandwiches, soups, etc. Things we love here, of course, are the school bread. Those troll horns are good when they're around. Those are the cream-filled horns. The cream puff here is excellent. They've got those sweet pretzels here. So lots of good eats, lots of good options here. And we're really hoping that they bring back that cinnamon loaf, because that thing was amazing. So we'll see. If you've seen it in the case, let us know. But we do love Kringla over there in Norway. It's definitely a must stop. All right, heading over to Morocco. The Morocco Pavilion has Tangierine Cafe. This is your location for shawarma platters, tabbouleh, sometimes kebabs, things like that. And they have a great little baklava bakery in the back as well. So that's a good place to get your sweets if you are a baklava fan. One thing that really recommends Tangierine Cafe, besides the fact that they have nice large portions and it's good food, is that if you are a vegetarian or a vegan, there are great options here for you too as well. This has one of the most popular vegetarian platters in Walt Disney World for sure in terms of counter service. All right, heading over to Sommerfest. This is over in the Germany Pavilion, and this is just a little walk-up window too. There is some seating, but there's not a lot of seating. But this is where you're gonna get your bratwurst, and there's usually some nice desserts here, like sometimes there's a Black Forest roulade or a Black Forest cake. And this is also where you're gonna get that noodle gratin, which I talk about all the time, which is basically their version of macaroni and cheese, but it's excellent. Definitely worth getting. A good snack option. Next up, I'm going to start talking about the places that don't really wow me a whole lot, but I want to make sure to talk about them in this video so you guys know what's available for you over there counter service wise in Epcot. And so this sort of delineates, the places that I love versus the places that are okay and they're there. So next up is Katsura Grill. This is over in the Japan Pavilion. Used to be Yakitori House if you remember years ago. This one's a good one. It's decent. Having been to Japan now, I know that it's not, necessarily as good as the stuff you're going to get in Japan, but there's decent food here. There's decent options, nice hearty portions as well, so you can get your noodles, your meat dishes. The desserts here are a little bit anemic. I don't really recommend spending the money on them. There's plenty of other really good desserts, larger portions elsewhere, and I know it's not all about portions, but I've never been super impressed with the desserts here at Katsura Grill. But this is a good option if you happen to be in the Japan Pavilion, need some eats. It's definitely worth going, but I don't think it's destination. Next up, Liberty Inn in the American Adventure. This is your burgers and fries location over there in the American Pavilion. It's not great food. It's a very, very loud location. There's tons of tables, but it's very echoey and loud. Sometimes they'll spice the menu up here a little bit with some local and regional cuisine, which is always really fun if they have crab cakes with Old Bay, or they've had some good shrimp options before, but you never know when that stuff's going to be on the menu, so keep an eye on the menus before you go. Again, this is definitely a place that you only go if you kind of have to. Next up, Cantina de San Angel over there in the Mexico Pavilion. I think a lot of people really do like this location. It doesn't wow me, but what do I know, right? You might really love it. This is good, kind of takeout Mexican. They've got great margaritas here, of course, because it's the same margarita, or it's the same beverage direction that you have over there at La Cava del Tequila and at Choza de Margarita. So good margaritas here. The food is mostly forgettable, but it's okay. I mean, it's fine for Mexican. If you're a Mexican fan, go ahead over there and grab this takeout. Note that this is a great place to watch illuminations, but those tables go really, really quickly, and they are all outdoors. So if there is inclement weather, this is not a good place to sit and watch illuminations. Maybe illuminations won't even be happening if there's inclement weather. What can I say? All right, Electric Umbrella. I actually have a lot of love for Electric Umbrella over there in Future World. Every time I eat there, it's decent food. It's good. Every once in a while, again, they spice up the menu and bring on something really fun. They had a French dip burger there for many years that was so good. I don't know why they took that off, but you never know what you're gonna get here. It's a large restaurant. There's lots of seating. There's also upstairs seating, which a lot of people don't know that that's there. Sometimes they close it off, but sometimes they open it and it's going to be less crowded than downstairs. This again is gonna be burgers and fries, flatbreads, Typical counter service stuff. It's not bad, it's just not destination dining. All right, Lotus Blossom Cafe over there in the China Pavilion. Again, same thing here. It's not bad, it's just not destination. This is your typical Chinese takeout kind of vibe. It's decent, it's fine. Your family will probably love it if you guys like Chinese takeout. So there's nothing wrong with it, but it's just not as awesome as if you got maybe Chinese takeout in a big city or something like that. So that's the story on Lotus Blossom. And again, all of the seating here is outside as well. It's undercover, but it is outdoors. So if it's a particularly cold day or particularly hot day in Orlando, the seating might be a factor in whether or not you choose to dine here. All right, the next two are just kind of grab and go. So the Fountain View Cafe, of course, is the Starbucks. So this one doesn't necessarily get a ranking. It's just the Starbucks. And so they have Starbucks items, and they have, of course, some unique cupcakes and a couple of unique items, but mostly it's just your standard Disney Starbucks. And then Refreshment Outpost is over there next to the China Pavilion. It's kind of between China and Germany, I believe. This one has like a hot dog and some drinks and some ice cream. There's nothing that's gonna wow anybody over here. During festivals, sometimes they do have some interesting stuff that comes over here, like Food and Wine Festival. They'll have that kimchi hot dog here and a couple of other options. But overall, probably not a destination for your family. And it is a grab and go. There's really not a lot of seating here either. So there's your counter service locations in Epcot. Please let us know in the comments which ones are your favorites. What do you love? What have you ordered that you would recommend to our viewers? We'd love to hear your thoughts on the counter service in Epcot and can't wait to hear. As always, thanks for listening and thanks for watching. Please give us a like and a subscribe. We'd love to have you subscribe, and don't forget to click that notification button so that you get notified when we put up new videos. This is AJ for Disney Food Blog, and we'll see you real soon.